And now to the deadly bridge collapse at FIU. Alberto Arias and Osvaldo Gonzalez were soulmates. They'd been together for more than 2 decades. They owned a business together, had plans to travel to Cuba, and were remembered as the life of the party wherever they went. Their lives ended when that bridge collapsed. Yesenia Colazo is the attorney representing Arias and Gonzalez families who are now pursuing a wrongful death lawsuit. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Sorry it's under these circumstances.
Yes.
So the families, of course, are looking for closure and looking for justice and answers. What is the basis of this lawsuit?
Well, the basis is negligence at this point. As we've all spoken about, anyone that has spoken about this case, the first question that they ask is, why weren't those roads closed? It's a basic common sense question. If it's basic and common sense to all of us, why wasn't it basic and common sense to every single company, every single person that has something to do with this project? Why wasn't it basic and common sense for just one person, one company? Anyone would have been able to have those roads closed and would have avoided everything that now we're dealing with. We're dealing now with 6 families that have lost loved ones. Over 10 people have been injured. And we're not ever going to really know how far down this incident has affected so many families.
It was a terrible, terrible tragedy. I'm wondering about the lawsuit, though, and the negligence that you mentioned, that you allege. Negligence on the part of whom? Who are you naming in this lawsuit?
Well, right now, initially, for this first for this first version, let's say, of the lawsuit, we filed against Munilla Construction and FIG Engineering. Now, just to take a step back a little bit, this case will be investigated with a fine-tooth comb. There's not going to be one question that is left unanswered. We're going to be dealing with complex engineering, complex construction, legal questions. The fact that the Florida Department of Transportation ordered the bridge, the left span, to be moved 11 feet to the left so that eventually they can add a new lane, did that somehow contribute? Did that somehow cause this incident? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, Yesenia, you and I were talking earlier about Alberto and Osvaldo.
Correct.
These 2 men were life partners.
Correct.
They had been together for years, and they had a business.
Yes.
And they also had family members who depended on them.
Absolutely.
Tell me more about them.
Absolutely. They had a business, a party planning business, which is right up their alley. Everyone that you speak to, that's how they describe them. The life of the party, always had a smile on their faces. So now the business is going to go to their heirs and to their survivors. Alberto has a mother, has brothers, and has nephews and nieces. Osvaldo also has a sister, has nephews. So they're a big family, which are now very much joined even more
and
now.
That day he was moving his mother to a new house, right?
Absolutely. He was moving his mother to their home. And they'd already moved her clothes, set up her room, and were going to her apartment to just get some of the things that were left over. And the last thing that he said was, "Mom, I'm leaving. I'll be back in a few hours. Make picadillo," which is ground beef, his favorite meal. So that was the last thing that he said to her. And she says that she was calling his phone. He wouldn't answer. She immediately knew something was wrong. And then, of course, she heard about the bridge collapsing. And it was then later confirmed that he was in one of the vehicles.
It's such horrible news to hear and unbelievable news, but yet you say the families are not angry. How are they doing?
They're not angry yet. I think they are still very sad. They're still very confused. I think that the overriding feeling is that of confusion and questions that they're asking that are not being answered yet. I think for everyone involved, this has been a very sad situation. Everyone that I speak to, people that are not even involved with any of the families, they usually get teary-eyed because this is one of those that, one, it's sad because it's absolutely shocking. These people lost family members because a bridge fell on them. That's shocking. I think also it's extremely sad because it could have been any of us Who amongst us that live in South Florida have not traveled down A Street?
We all have.
We all have.
One more question for you.
Of course.
Right after the tragedy, we heard the governor say that this was not an FDOT project, that the state was not involved in the design and the construction of this. Is the state exposed in any legal way? Do you foresee any possibility of going after the state for legal damages in this lawsuit?
Absolutely. We will be going after them, and we will probably file against Florida International also. Florida International University. I apologize. There's statutory requirements. They have to be put on notice for a certain amount of time before we can file against them, but those notices have been sent out, and we're now waiting for an answer from them.
Yesenia Collazo is the attorney representing the Arias and Gonzalez families. Thank you very much. Yours is one of, I think, half a dozen lawsuits in this horrible tragedy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Keep us posted, Yesenia. Thank you very much.